All right, Mo, it's I Pick the Topic Tuesday.
Start picking.
After last night, shouldn't everyone get off Homer's back?
I think so. Homer Bailey, 6 2/3 innings last night, gave up a run on 6 hits against the Braves. Didn't get the win, but the Reds won the ball game. Look, I think sometimes with Homer, we overstate what he is supposed to be for this team. It would be great if he would emerge into an ace, the kind of guy we all thought he would be. But this season, we hoped Homer would fill in a role at the back of the rotation. And he's actually done that quite capably. More often than not, he's been okay. That's sort of what you want from a 4 or a 5. Now, it'd be great if he was better. It'd be great if he can minimize the starts like the one he had against the Milwaukee Brewers. But what happened against Milwaukee hasn't been the norm. Last night wasn't the norm either. I'd like to see more of those. The norm for Homer has been so far this season that he's been all right. We made that deal at the beginning of the year that we hoped he'd be all right more often than not, filling out that 4th or 5th spot in this rotation.
All right, your take on the UC Player Club fight.
All right, here's what I want to know, and I'm not passing judgment. I'm not rushing to judgment. I'm not being defensive about it. I'm not going to prosecute anybody. I want to know 2 things. A, when you go to file a police report and you're making this complaint that this guy is, do you write down UC basketball players? Why can't we identify who any of the alleged assailants are? And where are the owners of the club? Like I asked around the Ray Maluga situation, the owners of Play Nightclub, whatever the hell that is, they are nowhere to be seen. We're not hearing from them. They apparently can identify who was kicking and punching this guy, but we haven't heard. I need to hear more from them and from this guy, and I need specifics before we go any further. And I would imagine the police are going to do the exact same thing.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you talk a little NBA.
Okay.
Can you summarize the playoffs for me?
The games haven't been great. Philly last night, I like Philly because I think they're the worst NBA team to advance in the playoffs, maybe in the last 15 years. But they're gritty, they keep coming at you, they defend, they play team basketball. Evan Turner is becoming a better and better player. Crunch time bucket last night. I think Philly's going to extend Boston to 6. That's going to be a low-scoring, hard-fought, tough series. The Chris Bosh situation in Miami, to me, that is a huge, huge unknown. They're not very deep, but I still think LeBron and Dwayne Wade can carry the day against a remarkably underrated Indiana team. That Pacer team is really good, really fun to watch. I think the NBA is certainly hoping that Miami can get to the NBA Finals. And then we go to the West. Thunder, they're younger, they're better, they're faster, they're more well-rested. LA on the perimeter has no answer for Oklahoma City. Kobe's still going to have a carry-the-team game in him in this series. There's still going to be a game in this series where the bigs on LA show up, but still, I think this is going to be a relatively convincing win by Oklahoma City. And I only give the Clippers a game against the Spurs because they play back-to-backs. The San Antonio's old. They'll lose a game there. But nobody's talking about the San Antonio Spurs. Nobody's talking about how deep they are. It feels like they haven't played a game in 3 weeks. I think we're in for a really, really good San Antonio, Oklahoma City Western Conference Final. The playoffs so far been a little bit underwhelming. I think things are going to pick up here as we move toward the conference finals. Anything else, Lindsay?
I like your plant.
Thanks. Mo at ESPN1530.com is the email address. You could Twitter me or tweet me and my plant at MoEgger1530.